Welcome to beautiful Bernkastel-Kues, one of the most charming towns along the Mosel River. In this video, we'll take you through the storybook streets of both the Bernkastel and Kues sides, with their half-timbered houses, cozy cafes, and river views. We'll show you where to park, where to enjoy a relaxing coffee or an ice cream break, and even suggest a great spot for dinner. Along the way, we'll share a few local legends and bits of history and take you on a scenic hike just above the town. Whether you're planning a visit or just dreaming of one, come along with us for this unforgettable day trip. All right, guys, welcome to Bernkastel-Kues, and we are in the beautiful market square, one of the most charming villages you're gonna find in a region that is full of charming villages along the Mosel River. And right behind me, this is the fountain of Saint Michael, the patron saint of the town, of the city. And he's holding his sword up. He's got a sword and he's got a scale. So for, I guess, to conquer you and to weigh the justice, whatever the symbolism is. But this fountain is from 1606, I believe. And right behind that is the Renaissance style town square from 1608. Beautiful building. It's a restaurant. It's one of the recommended restaurants here in the city. And if you look, I'm going to show you some handcuffs where they used to, hold up bad guys when they caught them until they went to trial, I guess. But very interesting and just a stunningly beautiful market square. We're going to show you the buildings, but this is a beautiful Christmas market location. I tell you, it's fantastic. If you're here in the Christmas season in Germany, near the French border in the Mosel region, near Luxembourg, you've got to come by Bernkastel-Kues because it has one of the nicest Christmas markets you're ever going to find. Right behind you, in front of me, is the old pharmacy, the Alta Apotheca, and it has a very beautiful advent calendar they opened up each day. So really cool event, and Bernkastel-Kues is one of those places you got to visit when you're touring around the Mosel Valley here in Germany. All right, so as you're driving down the main highway into town here on the Bernkastel side of town, we've got the tourist information office just right across the street to the right. And right to my left is the river, the Mosel River. And you've got a big parking lot here with several places to park. It's a very convenient place to park when you come in for a day trip. And there's also spots to park along the road. I think those may be limited as far as time goes, but this one, normally in the normal season, it's a pay parking lot. Today, we're here at the end of March, early spring, and it's free. I'm assuming it's probably free, probably from the end of the Christmas market season up until sometime in April. That would be my guess. But normally it's pay parking, and you right on the other side of the parking lot, right there is where you can meet your ships if you're going to take a cruise along the Mosel River. So a real convenient parking spot. Now there's plenty of places to park today. When it gets busier, it's going to get full, so you got to get here early to start your adventure in Bernkastel-Kues if you want to have a convenient place to park. If not, there are places outside of the city. You just have to walk a little bit further. And there's a big parking lot. There's actually a parking garage on the other side of the bridge in the Kues side. We've parked there before as well. And most of the sites, I guess, the cuteness sites, I guess, if you will, the half-timbered buildings are going to be here on the Bernkastel side. But there's also some cool things. There's the old hospital and some other significant things to look at on the Kues side as well. So on a day trip, you're going to want to see both sides. So I guess ultimately it doesn't really matter which side you park on. There's a parking garage over there, and then a big parking lot right here on the Bernkastel side. All right, so the tourist information office is right here along the main road into town, right up from the parking lot I just told you about. And they are very helpful, super nice in there. They have a lot of information in several languages, obviously German, English, Spanish, French. I'm not sure what else, but they have multiple languages that they can give you information on. They gave us a handy map gave us information on several points of interest in the town. And also, they made some recommendations for places to eat. So very nice. When you come in, you want to know what you're looking at, stop in the tourist information office. They're open from, I don't want to tell you, we'll put the hours up on the screen. I think it's like from 9 until 4, but I could be wrong about that. But anyway, right here along the main road, the tourist information. Okay, so I'm standing in front of the St. Michael's Parish Church, which is adjoined to the St. Michael's Tower. And St. Michael is the patron saint of Bernkastel-Kues. The tower is 700 years old, and the church is originally from around 1180, I believe I read. It had a major reworking done to it in the 1960s, so it's been refurbished fairly recently. But this is the only building from the late Gothic period that's still pretty much intact in the entire middle Mosel River Valley. So this beautiful area that has so many different beautiful towns along it. This is the only building left from the late Gothic period. So I want to climb the tower, but so far I have not found an open door. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, but it is quite striking, and definitely you're going to see it when you come into Bernkastel. It's right next to the tourist information office, right off the main road. Right. So most of the buildings in this town square are from the 1500s and the 1600s. Very beautiful buildings. Some of them have like little sayings on there. This one, which is a very good pizza restaurant behind me, I want to point out how it overlaps. You look at the upper floors, how they extend out from the bottom floor. And supposedly, that's because in the medieval days, when you were taxed on the sides of your house, you were only taxed on the square meters or the square footage of the ground floor. So they would oftentimes build a kind of a narrow ground floor and then expand out as it went up. So they say. Also, I think it probably, if you look, it's very narrow. So for transportation, for carts and wagons or whatever, it needed more space. And then up above the wagons, they extended it out. So I don't know. But those are the two theories that I'm holding on to. I'm pretty sure both of them are at least a little bit true. But I want to show you another house that is one of the most photographed, one of the cutest buildings in really all of Germany, here in the Mosel region. It's called the Spitzenhäuschen, or the pointed little house, I guess, pointed cottage. It is really cute, and it is from the 1400s. So I want you to take a look at this one. So look at this thing. I mean, look how cute that is. Look how it overhangs. And built in, I think it was 1416, this one was built. And that is like so cool. I mean, just so narrow at the base, and then it widens up at the top. You can see where it gets its name from the point up there, but just a really cute, beautiful little house. One of the most photographed houses in all of Germany, really. Quite nice. All right, so this is the Grach Tor, the Grach Gate, you would say in English. And this is the oldest and only remaining a gate of 7 gates that protected the city in the medieval times, that allowed entrance and exit from the city. There were 7 of them. This is the only one left. And this one was built, I believe, in the 1300s. And if you look up above, we've got the patron saint. We've got St. Michael right above me, and on the other side we've got a bear. And I'll talk about the bears and what their influence is on Bernkastel here in a second. But this is also, now it's the city history museum. I don't know the opening hours. I'm kind of looking around to see if I can get in, but they have signs for the city history museum. I don't know when it's open or anything like that, but this is where it's at when you come to Bernkastel-Kues, right here at the Grach Tor. Right, so here on the other side, the city side of the Grach Tor, the Grach Gate, look up here, we have the bear. And there's a fountain down here that has bears, and you see certain symbolism of the city has a lot of bears on it. So I asked the tourist information office, I said, so what's the deal with bears in the city? And so it's an old story, but apparently back during Roman times, when the Roman Empire ruled this area, there was a Roman soldier or a Roman knight who was going back to Rome. He had to go by himself to Rome, and apparently he stopped here for the night. He set up camp, and he had a donkey and he had food. Apparently he slept in a tent and he left his food and his donkey outside. He woke up the next morning, and there was a bear, and the bear had eaten all of his food and had also eaten his donkey. So he must have been a heavy sleeper to sleep through all that, I guess. But anyway, so the knight got up, saw that this big fat bear was there who'd eaten all the stuff and eaten his donkey. He was, as you might imagine, very upset. So he pulled his sword on the bear and he said, "Bear, since you've eaten all my food and now you've eaten my donkey, you are going to carry all of my stuff to Rome. I'm going to Rome. You're going to carry all my stuff." Apparently the bear said, "Okay, sounds great. I'd love to go see Italy." So the man packed all the stuff on the bear. They went to Rome, and then they came back. And when they came back here, the man let the bear free in the area of the town. And that is the legend of the bears that you see all over Bernkastel-Kues. All right, so we are here in the main market square at Ice Cafe Brezzanone, and we have an iced coffee, which is coffee with ice cream in it and cream, and Betty had that. I have a milk coffee, which is like a cafe latte. And here we have some waffles with some spaghetti ice on top. And the spaghetti ice is made to look like it's spaghetti. And it has a little bit of strawberry sauce on it to look like the tomato sauce. And then it has some Parmesan cheese looking flakes on there. So this looks great. I saw it on the menu. I was so excited. It's like I have to get some spaghetti ice with waffle. I was trying to decide between spaghetti ice and waffles, and then I saw they had a dish where they served spaghetti ice on top of waffles. So I was like, well, there you go. Decision made. That is really delicious, really quite good. Let me get some waffle here and put some ice cream on top of that. This doesn't get much better, I'm telling you right now, folks. Man, it's a beautiful sunny spring day. Look at this setting. I mean, this square is so beautiful. And I've got a great cup of coffee, some ice cream, and a waffle. Man, life is good. So we are on a little hike right outside of Bernkastel-Kues, and this is called the Familienrundweg, and it goes up to a castle. I think it's called, is it Berglandshut? I believe it sits above the city. Great views. We're going to get up there in a minute, but we just walked past a really nice waterfall, a nice stream, and a waterfall. Got some footage of that, took some nice photos. And this is just a nice walk outside of the town, and you go up Bergstrasse, B-U-R-G-S-T-R-A-S-E, S-E, and you just come up here, and it takes you right out of town, and there's signs to the Berg or castle, also to the waterfall, and it's just a really nice trail. And on a day trip to Bernkastel-Kues, it's a great thing to do. It's not that far. I think it's maybe a couple miles to do the entire loop. It may not even be quite that far.
1.5 kilometers, I think.
Oh, Betty says it's 1.5 kilometers. So yeah, it's not even quite a mile if that's the case. But just really nice. Goes through nice forest. And you know, if you've watched any of my videos about Germany, you know things I love. I love Fachwerkhäuser. I love the half timber framed houses from the Middle Ages. I love the food, and I love the fact that you can just basically from anywhere go on a hike and be out in the forest in the wilderness. So those are three of the things I really love about Germany, and we've got them all here in Bernkastel-Kues.
What about Roman?
Oh, how could I forget? Also, Roman ruins. And we've also got Roman history here in Bernkastel-Kues as well, along the Mosel River. I love wine too. We've got fantastic white wine here in Bernkastel-Kues. So I tell you, if you like those things, if you like beautiful scenery, good food, pretty buildings, history, both medieval history and Roman history, I tell you what, it's hard to beat Bernkastel-Kues in the Mosel River here in Germany. All right, so we've done the loop, and we're just about 100 meters that way into the town. If you don't want to do the entire loop, it's like we're at about 2 miles right now, so a little bit longer than we thought it was going to be. So if you don't want to do that whole 2 mile loop, you can come up from the town to here and take these steps. And from here, it's 250 meters to the Schützenhaus, to the viewpoint, and then 650 meters to the castle. So it's steep. It's pretty steep, but it's shorter to get to those two places instead of doing the entire 2 mile loop. You can just come straight from town and go right there. I love these houses that have sayings on them. And this one says, Gott schütze dieses alte Haus vor Not und Feuer, vor Not und Feuer, Krieg und Steuer. So it says, God protect this old house from emergencies, fire, war, and taxes, right? So what things we all want to be protected from. All right, so we walked over the bridge, over the Mosel River, and now we're on the Kues side of Bernkastel-Kues, and we're gonna, so here, it's really beautiful. You can see the other side of the river, the Bernkastel side, get some nice views of that from here. There's the tower is right there. It looks really nice at night too. You can come here and get some nice photos looking across the other side. We're gonna walk over here to the old hospital, and we'll tell you about that when we get there. Okay, so here on the Kues side, the most famous, I guess, structure buildings are this, the Cusanos area here, and this features the hospital of St. Nicholas. Now, Cusanos, he's probably the most famous person, I guess, from the Mosel region, and he founded this this area. So this was a hospital for basically the poor. I guess it was like a charitable hospital, and it has a library with some very famous manuscripts in it. It's a care facility for elderly people, so an old folks home, you might say, or elderly facility. And it has a wine museum inside. Very beautiful building, built in the Gothic style from the 1400s. Now, all of it's probably not from the 1400s, but originally it was built in the 1400s. Cusanos, he lived in the 1400s and did a lot of great work for the area, and so they really favor him. And so the Bernkastel symbolism, so you see a lot of bears, you see, and a lot of lobsters. So the lobster, I don't know exactly what the connection is, but the lobster has something to do with the Cusanos Stift, which is, I forget what that means in it. Foundation, the Cusanos Foundation, that's what it is. So it has something to do with that. Don't know exactly what, but there you go. You'll see bears and lobsters.
I think the bears is Bernkastel.
Yeah,
Kues is
I think so. So it was two cities for a long time. Bernkastel on the other side of the river and Kues on this side of the river. And then I guess when they built the bridge, that's when they kind of combined it into one little into one community. And the lobster represents the Kues side, and the bear represents the Bernkastel side. So that's kind of what I know from it.
And I think we've had Christmas mugs with the lobster.
Yeah, we have some Christmas mugs that have a bear and a lobster on there. So there you go, from the Christmas market, representing both sides of the river, I suppose. All right, dinner time, and we are at the Brauhaus on the Kues side of the river. And look at this meal. I have spiesbraten, which is pork roast cooked on a spit, and I have bratkartoffel, or home fries, we might say, and look like they got some bacon in there. Nice gravy, got a nice salad. And Betty has rinderrouladen, which is beef. It's a thin piece of beef rolled up, and usually it has like pickles and maybe carrots inside. She has some red cabbage and some spätzle, some homemade dumplings, kind of like pasta, I guess. And I tell you, it really looks fantastic. I can't wait to dig in and have a bite of these bratkartoffel real quick. That's really good. And this place was recommended by the Tourist Information Office, by the way. And let me get a piece of this spiesbraten, this roast. Yeah, that's really good, really fantastic, I tell you. Yeah, great meal. I think it's going to be really good. Come to the Brauhaus in Kues, and I think you have a nice beer or a glass of wine, and I think you have a very good meal. All right, so thanks for joining us on this day trip to Bernkastel-Kues on the beautiful Mosel River in Rhineland-Pfalz, Germany. It's been a fantastic day, lots of beautiful buildings, some good food, and a nice little hike up through the vineyards, through the forest. Got to see a nice waterfall and a cool castle. I mean, you know, and some Roman stuff too, so it doesn't get much better than that if you ask me. So beautiful day. If you are in Rhineland-Pfalz, if you're traveling through Germany, you really need to make an effort to hit the Mosel Valley, the Mosel River Valley. Beautiful villages, beautiful towns, and Bernkastel-Kues is certainly one of the highlights in this region. So come on over here and check it out. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, you know, please hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, consider subscribing to our channel, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about traveling in Germany. Have you been to the Mosel River Valley? Have you been to Bernkastel-Kues? What do you think about it? And let us know. We'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching, and check us out next time.